While the federal government may be rolling back environmental regulations, the Los Angeles County Department of Sanitation is trying to get people to do more to protect the earth. At its annual Earth Day festival in Whittier, it brought out the experts to help people understand their impact on the planet.
Here we've invited over 60 different organizations. They're either water companies, utilities, grassroots groups, communities, STEM programs. Anybody's here to come and share what anybody can do to help Mother Earth.
Exhibits featured household experiments explaining how human activity is increasing the acidity of our oceans and impacting the creatures that live there. And vendors explained what people could do to change their daily habits.
We have something called a pledge where you can choose things off of a list just to do in your daily life. Basically to save resources and to be aware about the amount of waste that you're creating.
Other booths decided to help people incorporate green living into their homes.
What we're here to do is we're here to promote composting and have people come out to the workshops. We're trying to get everybody to use up their yard waste and their kitchen waste and compost it.
To add some fun to the event, the district offered flower pot painting, interactive games, and live entertainment. For many who came out to celebrate the Earth, the event encouraged them to take steps to be more eco-friendly.
As I realized that it actually is small things that I can do personally will make a huge difference.
I did not know much about the environment, so I wasn't very environment friendly. I didn't know much, so I didn't help much.
Lauren Van Loo, Foothill Community News.
Science is really baked into the culture of this city.
Over 1,000 people, from engineers to educators, joined together at the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena to march in support of science education and research.
Science is important to our safety as humans. It is the knowledge base of which we have developed as a society and advanced. And we cannot lose the gains we've made.
Donning homemade signs, the supporters marched 1.5 miles to call attention to the need for science and to protest President Trump's proposed budget cuts, defunding more than 30 different environmental and research programs.
And our lifestyle, everything that we do is grounded on science. We stand on the shoulders of giants who asked that question.
Inspired by the massive women's march held earlier this year, the science community felt it was time to make their voices heard too.
Here you have people all across the country coming together to make a statement that regardless of their political affiliation, they believe in research and science-based decision-making. Science is apolitical, science is nonpartisan, science is about the discovery of information and facts, and we should use that discovery and those facts when we make decisions.
As more and more science programs are being threatened with defunding, advocates say that now more than ever is the time to stress scientific education and its vital part in society. Lauren Van Loo, Foothill Community News.
Over the last few years, as everyone's aware, in California had a significant drought condition.
For the last 2 years, drought conditions have limited water usage and increased the risk for wildfire.
If there's a spark, instead of being a 10 or 20% chance that brush will ignite, it can be up 80, 90, even 100% chance of probable ignition.
Laverne Fire Chief Pete Jankowski says the droughts forced the fire department to cut back.
A lot of our training is practicing what we're going to do in event of a real emergency. So we're very cognizant of the need to reduce water usage.
The fire department says residents can take steps to protect their home as the weather heats up.
The biggest thing residents can do is make sure they have defensible space. Make sure they clear fuels away from their house.
Last year, the city of Laverne passed the Community Wildlife Protection Plan in order to reduce damage to residential homes.
It outlines for residents and developers what they can do to make their homes more fire safe.
The plan includes a citywide preparedness plan as well as risk assessments and environmental information.
Our homes back up right against the national forest and the wildland area, which makes for beautiful living, but it also makes an increased risk for wildfire.
With the Angeles Forest in our backyard, Chief Jankowski also warns residents to be aware of their home landscaping choices.
This is the time of year you really want to look at giving your house the ability to survive a fire by making it defensible.
Finally, being well equipped in your home is the best step towards emergency preparedness.
The ideal disaster kit consists of 3 days worth of food and water, medications for both you and your pets, and to replenish these items every 6 months. Lauren Van Loo, Foothill Community News. Jeff Naismith opened his restaurant 4th Street Mill in Laverne with the intent of bringing more variety to the downtown restaurant scene.
I felt the downtown area desperately needed more variety as far as restaurants, dining, pub, atmosphere.
But the 90-year-old building lacked character.
It was all covered up with drywall and T-bar ceilings and things that just have no nostalgia to them.
Naismith decided to completely strip the building and start from scratch.
To expose all that and really bring out the beauty of this old building and the architecture of it, it's like having a classic car, an antique car that you restore.
His innovative design, along with those of 14 other businesses and buildings in the city, have been awarded the 2017 Laverne Community Design Awards.
They are distinctive. They show a pride of design and frequently a pride of ownership. They just go above and beyond.
The awards are given based on extensive criteria, such as how well the design fits into its existing environment, its overall creative nature, and the innovative use of building materials. Among this year's 15 winners are Waffles Coffee House, recognized for its sleek modern elements, Platinum Lashes for its 1950s salon-inspired interior design, and the Spanish Revival influences of Cedar Springs, the newest transitional housing addition to the David and Margaret Youth and Family Center.
When we thought about building the apartments, we wanted to make sure that it contained some sustainable elements to that. And that's reflected in the gray water collection system that we have, in the efficiency of the wall constructions to conserve energy, and the solar panels also.
Whether it's a design that incorporates conservation or one that brings a new aesthetic to the landscape, each of these winners adds character to the city of Laverne.
You feel like you've gone to a friend's house to have a cocktail as opposed to a wine store where you're laying down your money.
For nearly 10 years, this building has been home to the San Dimas Wine Shop in downtown San Dimas.
We are the only wine shop in this area, in the city, that it's a personal experience, and it's a boutique-y, very comfortable, relaxed place.
Owner Melissa Messina-Rouse says it seems to stand the test of time.
You know, you've got this demographic here that really appreciates this shop here. So why move it?
With their love of wine, Rao and her husband purchased the shop 2 years ago.
We wanted to do a small investment or an investment into something related to food and beverage.
When choosing to start a business, they went small, but big on charm.
Great community of people here, very, very loyal to the small business. And they love wine.
Wine shop regular Deborah Passo says she supports them because of the family dynamic.
But you can tell, especially when they're here, that they enjoy it. I mean, they enjoy talking with the people, they enjoy everything about it.
With the minimum wage and costs set to go up in a few years, Rao hopes her business won't take a hit. For now, their customers are the focus, something Gus, a regular patron, notices.
The people are they're conscientious in how they talk to you and how they deal with you. It's a positive experience.
As a thank you for their loyalty, regular customers are gifted with a personalized wine glass.
And I can remember when they gave me my glass, the very first one. I was tickled to death.
The Raos plan to keep the shop running as long as the community's love for wine endures.
Wine is for everybody. And we, here again, as part of your personal experience here at the shop, we don't turn away people. We want you to come in and experience what we experience, our love for wine.
Lauren Van Lol, Foothill Community News. The wine was flowing as over 150 guests gathered at the Via Verde Country Club for an evening of music, mingling, and most of all, food.
We have restaurants from Upland, we have restaurants from Covina, from Laverne, from Glendora, and they all present their food here.
This year's event was the most popular yet. Over 20 different restaurants were on hand with decadent desserts and a variety of dishes, tempting the crowd to leave their diet at the door.
People seeing as soon as they eat my sugar and smiling. It's great. You can't get better than that.
While some businesses returned with crowd favorites, for newcomers such as Twisted Sage Catering that specializes in classic American cuisine, it was a chance to introduce a new crowd to their food.
You know, I love meeting new people, and people that I thought knew about the restaurant are coming here that they don't know, so getting new customers and new friendly faces.
From pineapple beer to wonton tacos, there was something to satisfy every taste. Chamber volunteer Mitchell Crawford says that Toast of the Town is unique because it promotes many aspects of the city.
That increases the businesses in the volume of the business in San Dimas, which is good for the businesses. It's also good for the city of San Dimas because most of these businesses generate sales tax, and that's good for the city.
The 11th anniversary of Toast to the Town not only brought it to a newer and larger venue, but more than doubled the amount of vendors. As it continues to grow, it only strengthens the bond between the city of San Dimas, its local businesses, and its residents. Lauren Van Loo, Foothill Community News.
As they celebrate their third year in business, on the day of the show, they'll feature a special ale on tap. Brewmaster Michael Kress says they're expanding the show this year.
This one will be a little bit larger than last year. I think last year we had 40 cars. This year we're going to have about 50.
A portion of the entrance fees will be donated to the automotive program at Bonita High School. On the day of the show, you can tour the brewery and taste the beers. They'll also have food and entertainment. The event takes place on Sunday, April 17th from noon to 6 p.m. at the brewery and is free to the public.